Your hair doctor is here. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And for the next 60 minutes, I'm going to be your hair doctor. My phone lines will be open at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. So I just say to you, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, I want to hear from you today. Today, I am so excited about today's show. We're going to talk about gray hair. Gray hair, those little, our white little friends that seem to come, like you can see if you're online streaming with me live, my little ones that come down the middle of my head. I don't mind those so much. But then you have those that crowd around our front hairline. Then you want to say, go, 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 go to a different part of my head. But they're there. So we have to talk about white hair today, or gray hair. We have to talk about it. So we want to say, hey, where did gray hair or white hair come from? Is it really gray? What is it? Is it gray? Is it white? What is it? How does it look gray? What makes our hair look gray? Then we're going to talk about why is it so dry and brittle? Why is white hair, gray hair so brittle? How do we get the moisture level up? We're going to talk about where it came from. Why did we go gray? What makes us go gray? Is it something we can take to get rid of it? And then if we want to cover our white hair, how do we do that safely? How do we do that without causing damage to our hair? In other words, how do we do it without causing a moisture drop or weak hair? Well, I'm going to answer those questions for you and more, because I'm going to go into my email box, and I'm going to answer questions that you may have as it relates to your hair. And from the emails I get all week, all day long, and I love it. Thank you, thank you. Keep them coming. And you can join in the conversation. You can ask your questions live on air by calling 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. And I'll be your hair doctor. Okay, and last week, so I want to say welcome. Welcome to those of you who are tuning in really for the very first time. I'm so excited to have you here and for you to trust me to be your hair doctor on this Sunday. It's after church. We've had our meal, our Sunday meal. Many of us are just laying back, having a good time, chilling like a villain, as some say. We're chilling, and some of us are in afternoon service. So that's really cool, because this is going to be archived online if you want to hear it later or see it later, because you can go to my YouTube page at Lisa Akbari. It is streaming live right now, but it's going to be saved just for you. So those of you who weren't able to, but call a friend and tell a friend that the hair doctor is live and on air right now on this last day of July. Wow, this is my birthday month, as you all know, which I didn't tell anybody, but you found out, so I'm just going to go with the flow. It's my birthday month, and it's the last day of it, and I kind of miss July whenever it starts to go away for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. Well, I love birthdays, okay? Now you know. I love birthdays. When my kids were small, I did a birthday month, so every day they got something special, and it's easy when they're small, young, because you can give them a little card and a little token, or say give them a big hug, and that's enough. But as they get older, you have to. I moved it to a birthday week, so we didn't have to do much. But anyway, July is out, and we're going into August on tomorrow, and so I'm excited about that. And that does mean that our hair is getting ready to get closer and closer to one of our transition months from summer to fall. So we can be talking about that as we get closer to that happening. So just tune in, guys, and listen up and look at our blogs and listen to them as well. So I'm just trying to get my fro together here as it's getting bigger and bigger. And guys, I'm so excited because I'm also starting my cyber reading. And I know you've been wondering, where have you been? And I've just been everywhere. To be honest, I have not started my new book, my cyber reading, which is every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, I'm a little behind on starting that, but I'm going to be there on Tuesday. I promise you. And we're going to start my new book, Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. And we're also going to start this Get the Length. I've already started. Nisi's deep into hers, and she's doing extremely well. You know Nisi. Everybody knows Nisi. And here she comes. She's got to let you see. She's in the house. There she is. Our social media manager who keeps us posted everywhere. She's doing well with her Get the Length. And my fro is getting pretty big here as well. And we just want to talk about this because I think it's really important that we show how you can have long hair, whether you have natural hair or relaxed hair or whatever you have. And you don't have to put added hair in order to get the length. So I'm going to go from this length, which I'm about 12 inches now because stretched out. And you see my fro is just fro. And this is actually a frizzy, almost shrunken. It's not shrunken, but it's frizzy fro today. And so it would be even longer if it was stretched out. You can see how it goes right off the screen. And if it was straightened out, it would be very long as well. So I'm right at about 12 inches, I would say. And what we'll do is we'll start measuring our hair, and we will look at how much hair can we get every month. How can we get length without doing protective styles? Because, quite frankly, I like my fro. I don't want to just cover it up. But that's not what the show is about today. The show is about gray hair. Or I like to just keep it real and call it white hair because that's really what it is. Now, let's just do this first because white hair is beautiful. My husband has a full white head of hair. Mr. Mark over here has a mingly. He really has a true version of gray because he has that illusion we got going there. He has that white and the black or the brown, dark brown. But it's pretty cool. It's wonderful. But I think you should choose to wear it that way. Now, I do understand that God made our hair and God make no mistakes. So our white hair is a part of our life and what's going to happen as we moving through life. We won't just say get older because sometimes it happens even as we just move through life. Some people were born with it, but we can choose to cover it up. So we want to know how to, as your hair doctor, I can tell you, we want to know how to do it safely, and I'll be able to help you with that. And again, my phone lines are open. If you have a specific question about your hair or your scalp, you can always call me at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. And I will be your hair doctor and answer your questions. So those of you who are just logging in on my Lisa Akbari and you're kind of Google hanging out with me, welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday with me and just tuning in with me today. Okay, let's talk about gray hair. Why do we call it gray? Let's start with that. Well, because it's an illusion. It's the white hair and the darker hair together. And it gives that gray hue. It gives that color of gray. And that's why it's gray. That's why it looks gray. Sometimes people will add to it and do these silver lining rinses, and they'll give a more of a silver tone. Some people will add and give a blue tone. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we talk about covering hair up, the white hair. But gray hair. Now, the other thing, where does it come from? Why do we have hair that's no longer that dark hair that we had growing up or the dark hair. Why do we have this white hair? Well, gray hair or white hair is just an absence of color pigments, the dark pigments that are found when the hair is developing within the cortical fibers. We're supposed to develop these dark pigments, where the absence of the dark pigments, when our hair is white, we start to lose those. As sometimes as we get older, we will find that it will change. And a lot of this is genetically linked, because I have a lot of patients that come in and say, why did I gray or have white hair so early? And I'll say, okay, well, when did your mom gray? Oh yeah, she did gray early. So a lot of that's genetics. But then some of it just really has something to do with your own body systems. Now, I will tell you, there's no real hard research that says that stress really causes us to gray. So those of you out there who think that I'm stressed out and I'm graying, there's no real definite research. And we say our president, and we can look at our president and say, well, okay, I think possibly, and I love my president, FYI, I think he may have just stopped coloring his hair. Okay, I said it. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Well, maybe I'll make national news. I don't know. But I don't know. No, let's scratch that one. I don't know. But it's just one of those things. And he's been in office for a while. He's gotten older. Maybe it was time for it. I'm just saying that the research doesn't really, there's no solid research that says that. There's some out there. And I know I'll get emails that say, okay, here's some research. I found this. Well, do that and please send it to me. But it's just an absence of color forming pigments within the cortical fibers as your hair develops. Okay. So we know that it's illusion. It's an illusion. We know why it looks gray. Let's go to our phone lines. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Do you have a question for me? Hello? Okay, wait a minute. I think I can't really hear you. Okay, can you say it again? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, my headset is not allowing me to hear you. So hold on, hold that question. I got some type of shortage in this one. I try to use this headset because this headset doesn't mess up my fro. Okay, guys, I'm a little vain here. I like my fro to be nice and round and big. But now, so if you hold on a second, I'm going to change headsets, and that way I can hear you. Mr. Mark gave me a great headset, but I decided I wasn't going to use it because I didn't want to mess up my fro. Okay, so now I'm going to use the one where I can hear better. Okay, so take the earbuds out and let's mess up the fro and let's put this one in. Okay, now I am here live. There we go. Okay, so yes, you have a question for me. Hi there, how are you? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, you cut your hair off years ago and you had no idea that your hair was not going to grow back long again. And you cut it off because you weren't really taking care of it. So you just cut it off and now you want it to just kind of start over and grow back. So you want to know what to do to get it long again. Okay, so let's think about what you said. You said you weren't really taking care of it well. So what you have to do, you just did a start over, right? Well, let's start over with everything perfect. And what I mean by that, well, nothing's perfect, but almost perfect. Let's do this. We've cut it off. So now let's start taking care of our hair differently. So this is what I want you to do. Now, do you wear your hair natural or do you wear your hair relaxed? Okay, great. Now, natural hair, you got to be careful because our natural hair will do something we call webbing. And what will happen when we try to comb it or pick it or brush it or whatever you do to style it or groom it, it will begin to pull away and you'll have all these little small hairs breaking away, which is where your length is going. So what I want you to do, number one, if you're picking, stop picking. picking your hair. If you're brushing, stop brushing your hair. If you, yes, if you're combing through it, don't comb to detangle. Comb to groom only. Now, let me explain what I mean by all of that. If you're picking your hair, when you pick your hair, it's going to catch on the ends and it's going to put a little microscopic tear on it, and then eventually it's going to fall. If you're brushing your hair, if you notice in the brush, it'll have little bitty hairs in it, and those are hairs that are on your ends that are taking away your length, chipping it away little by little. So you got to stop that as well. And then if you are combing or detangling, you've got to make sure that you do not detangle with a comb. You want to use your fingers, your thumb. I have a product called Hair Vitamin and Hydration that'll make your, and if you have longer, no, it's not longer yet. So those two should help you do very well, and you can get them on my website, or you can call my office at 901-380-4445, and they can send it to you, or you can come by and get it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is those three things. Then you want to think about those three things, you know, those tools. What tools am I using? Let's examine those. And then you want to think about my regimen. What regimen do I have to take care of my hair and focus on getting length? Remember that getting long hair does not come from your hair growth. It comes from your hair ends and your hair, the body of your shaft. So we grow hair from our scalp. We obtain length from our hair shaft or our hair strand. So every time you break a little hair or a little piece falls off, that's where your length is going. So we have to focus on protecting and preserving that hair after it has grown from our scalp. Now, how you do that, let me tell you quickly. Number one, you have to shampoo and deep condition at least every week. At least. Now, I would recommend that if you're real active or sweating a lot or around a lot of smoke or whatever, you do at least twice a week. Okay, and then we have to make sure on a daily basis that we apply a leave-in conditioner and a moisturizer to our hair. Now, if your hair is short and you too short to plait, then you want to take it and you want to layer those the leave-in conditioner, I mentioned vitamin, and then a moisturizer, I mentioned our hydration, and then you can, yeah, I'll go ahead. You were saying? Okay. Okay. And the question was, does it matter what kind of leave-in or moisturizer? It does. You want to take your leave-in conditioner, spray it on your hand, rub it in. It should go in almost like a very light lotion, and it should just make your hands feel soft. That's how you test your leave-in conditioners. And so I have one I suggest that's on my site called Hair Vitamins, or you can pick it up at our institute. Okay. So, and I'll give that number at the end when I finish, but I want to make sure you get a good understanding of how you're supposed to take your hair. So you use your leave-in conditioner, I was suggesting Hair Vitamin, and you use your hydration on the hair. Now, if you want to have like a defined curl in that little short fro, then what you do is you take a naturally textured or more dense moisturizer and you rub it through the hair, and then you tie it down with a silk scarf at night. And then when you get up, you rub a little oil on your fingers, and you take the oil and you focus on those ends as you lift in that hair. Now, when you're dressing it for bed, don't comb through it. Don't brush it down. Just smooth that and make sure you're catching the ends with your fingers and smooth that hair so that you are giving even distribution and product placement so that when you tie it down, all of that good conditioning is going into your hair. And once you do that, then you get up in the morning, you put the oil on your fingers and just lift those ends. You'll have a beautiful, shiny, nice fro out, little short, teeny fro. I mean, it'll be beautiful. Now, if your hair is longer, as it gets longer, you always want to take your fingers and thumb and work on those ends with your nightly leave-in product. And if you do that, your hair will start to obtain length because it will stop chipping and breaking away. Okay, dear. All right. All right. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful, blessed day. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal for a lot of folks with that getting the length. I mean, it's crucial. We've got some chats. 1
ask you about.
Okay, let's take a look. Nisi said we've got a chat. Here we go. It said, I love Shea Moisturizer line, the deep conditioning mask.
She's the same person.
It says, what would be a store-bought good leave-in conditioner? Hello, everyone, says Nisi. Okay, and then this is from I am Sunflower 2011. Super. Okay, well, I'm pleased that you, and I believe in if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So if you have something that you love, then don't try to fix it. But as it relates to leave-in conditioners, I have stopped recommending products outside of my product line. And the reason for that, I have a good reason, guys. Don't say that I'm just trying to sell you something, because that's not it. I need control. Now, that sounds kind of strange, but I do. I need to control what I'm recommending. I need to say, okay, I know this is going to work. So that's why you'll hear me recommend my line. That's why I even have a line. I've been a trichologist for many, many years. I've been in the hair industry for even longer. And I didn't have a hair product. I had a hair product by demand. I have a hair product by demand because I know that when I would recommend one product and when the company would change their formula, then I had no control in. Someone would say, well, you recommended that. And then when I did it, the formula has changed, and they can do that. They're free to do that. People upgrade. They think something's better. They get their team and they do it. But I have my team. And I'm a trichologist, and I view the hair under the microscope, and I look at how the hair responds to certain products, and that's how I come up with my product. And I'm that way with my chemist all the time. And one day I'll have him on the show, and he says, you know, I can't make a product without you, and he can't. I can't make one without him. But with that being said, what I recommend is our hair vitamin leave-in conditioner. It's superb because it is very hair friendly. It's a clean product, which is huge for us because we're trying to control this fro, or control our new growth, or control our relaxed hair, or control our hair in general, frizz, or whatever we're trying to control. So we've got to have products that are friendly, and we got to have products that are going to be clean, because if we put a product on and that product does not rinse clean from our hair, then we've got a problem with that negative buildup, cosmetic buildup. So I'm going to recommend my product called Hair Vitamin, and I'm going to put a link here on so that you can, I'll do it, or Nisi will. Yeah, let's put a link on there, and so we can put it down. We're just going to go to my website, and we're going to put a link to hair vitamins. We'll just go right to that page, and and we'll get hair vitamins, and we'll put you a link on there just so it's really easy for you to find it. And that's what I recommend. I have to be honest with you, and I have to do that because it's just what I wanted. I want you to have something I know will work, not something that you have to go back and say, "Ooh, it didn't quite work." You're going to tell me this worked. Okay, thank you. I am Sunflower 2011 for your chat and your question. My phone lines are open today, and we're talking about gray hair or whatever you like to talk about as it relates to your hair. My phone line is open at 901-535-9342. That's 901 WDIA. And I'm here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you so much for joining me today on Ask the Hair Doctor. We're going to go to our phone lines, and then we're going to go back to our chat board. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Hey there. Okay. It's like it's stuck. You comb your hair in the morning, and it's like it's stuck. The comb is stuck to your hair, kind of tangled up. Okay, well, I'm going to answer that question for you, okay? All right, you're welcome. Okay, yeah, we have a question. Hold on, caller. But now I want to answer this question. There was someone who just had a Wait a minute, did we lose it? There we go. There's someone who had a question about combing their hair, and they said that every time they comb their hair, the comb sticks to their hair and it gets stuck in the hair. Well, a lot of that is called webbing and matting. And webbing and matting comes when your actual strand has not been, the products, you have not used the products that can be evenly distributed and placed within every area of the strand. Now, with kinky hair, it's very challenging to do that. If you don't take your fingers, start on the right side of your head, putting on your moisturizer and leave-in conditioners, and smooth down the hair shaft and go from ear to ear, front to back. Smooth it down with your fingers and then smooth through the hair. And once you smooth through it, then you will be able to take a comb and comb through it. You've got to make sure your human comb, I always talk to you guys about that, your fingers can glide through first. If your fingers can't glide through, then you're going to need to take your forefinger and thumb, or your fingers and thumb, and slide and press into that tangle with your leave-in product, and then smooth straight down, and then slide your human comb through again, your fingers. So once you do that, then you're ready to glue them with your comb, and you should be fine. Okay, let's go back to our phone lines. Hi, caller, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? I do have you on the air. You're live. Hi, Landy. Okay. Well, I tell you what, you do this. You call my number at 901-380-4445. You order over the phone, and then what I will do is I will send them to you without any shipping charge to you, right to your house. You tell them that you talked to me on the radio and you can't get out there to get my product, and that I told you that I would ship them to you free of charge. Now you just call and order them, and I won't charge you any shipping. God bless you.
They won't let me put a website address on.
Hmm?
They won't let you put a website address
on. Okay. Yeah, you just tell them, Nicole, ask for Nicole. And her, let me give you the number. It's 901-380-4445. Ask Nicole, just place your order and tell her that I said to put no shipping charge on there. Thank you. Oh, all right. Thank you so much for using our system, and thank you so much for your call, and tell your daughter that I will be more than happy to help her with her little girl's hair. Okay. God bless you. Okay. Bye-bye. What a sweet, sweet lady. Y'all, that was so sweet. Okay, let's go to our chat line.
The chat area will not allow.
Okay. Oh, the chat is not allowing us to post it, but we can post it at the bottom of my page. So we're going to remember to post it once this show is over. I'll be able to post it on there. You can actually go on and post it at the bottom, Nisi. Should be able to. But we'll put a link to Hair Vitamin. But my email address, or my web address, is lisaakbari.com. So that's LISAAKBARI.com. Okay, let's get to Gail. Hi, Gail. Gail is one of our regulars. Thank you, Gail, for tuning in as always. She said, hi, Lisa. I tried a different technique with shampoo and go, and it worked. Oh, what technique we spoke about? Oh, super. Yay. She said, but I tried towel drying, wrapping my hair in a towel before setting, and my hair was still damp in the morning. Okay, this is what you got to do, Gail. Now remember, because you have long hair. I think I remember you telling me that. You have to, I'm sorry?
You didn't finish this.
I didn't finish? It says
it's in another section, and the towel took an hour.
I said, okay, well, that's the next line. Nisi's over here producing me, guys, and coaching me. Read, Lisa, read. I'm reading, Nisi. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, and so she said, and the styling took an hour. So I'm not giving up, but I don't know how this daily washing will and styling can work. Okay. You don't have to do daily shampooing. Now, even if you're working out, you can wait 48 hours, but you need to do it within 48 hours if you're sweating profusely. And I think we talked about that. But what I want you to do is I want you to take the towel and I want you to go section per section, blotting the hair, towel, drying it as you parting, getting all the way down the strands. Blot, blot, blot. Okay. And once you blot as much as you can, change that towel because it's going to be wet, and put a dry towel on. Just blot over the top again, and then wrap that towel up. Finish your drying off. Finish getting dressed, and then take it down. The hair is going to almost feel dry. It's not going to be dripping, and that way it'll be dry for you. Then you have time to sit in the dryer. Sit under the dryer, on the cool dryer, for about 20 minutes or so, depending on how long your hair is. And then you can do a warm dryer for a period of time. Now, I would say no more. It depends on your scalp, and it's just a lot of variables here. We just need to be sure I'm giving you the right information. So you can tell me more about your scalp. It will just remind me because we've been talking a lot. So just do that. And then you want to make sure that you are not putting heavy setting lotions on your hair. Our sculpture set is really good for that. And it's like conditioning and styling at the same time. So that will help. So just try that and let me know. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go back to our phone lines. Hi. I know we got another chat, but our phone lines are buzzing too. Two more chats. We'll get to you guys. All right. Hi. And welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Do you have a question for me? Yes, you are on air and live. This is Miss Akbari. Oh, okay. 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 Oh my goodness. I know that's so I hear that all the time, but I can help you with that one for sure. Okay, you have two options. Number one, this is something that some people will do, especially who understand how to work with their own hair. You can shampoo, deep condition your hair, and then towel blot it and use one of my products called Hydrating Detangling Souffle. You can get it on our website or you can get it from our store. And then once you do that, then you are going to follow my video. I have a video on YouTube that's on detangling part 1 and part 2, and it's me detangling my hair, and it shows you how to do that without having your hair pulled, and you can go in with your hair already detangled. That's option 1. Option 2, you can take your hydrating detangling souffle in with you and ask them to use it. If they use it, the dehydrating detangling souffle literally melts your tangles away. I mean, it literally does. And just tell them everywhere they see a tangle, squeeze that souffle into that tangle, press it in with their fingers, and slide it through. And it will slide through. I'm sure you're not going in with your hair matted. So, okay, so you just need someone to handle it different. And tell them to use their fingers with this product. And then afterwards, they can use their comb. But no, just be assertive, guys, out there. You guys got to be assertive. You've got to say, no, 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 no. My hair is too long. My hair is too thick for this rat tail comb. And tell them I have a certain technique. Now, hear me out. You have stylists that are not going to put up with that. So you have to find a stylist that is willing to work with you and your hair. I talked about that in my book. We just finished our cyber reading on Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. You gotta get that list going with things you will accept in a salon and things you will not accept. And once you accept those things and you will not accept certain things, then I promise you, you're gonna be assertive and you'll be in the driver's seat. Now you gotta respect your professionals. You've got to make sure that your professionals are able and free to do their job. But that is your head at the end of the day. And you're the one that's getting your hair pulled. So you just got to help. You got to help her along. That's all. Yes, it's called Hydrating Detangling Souffle. Okay. Yes. Yes. Go call 901-380-4445 tomorrow. Ask for Nicole, and you can come by and go by and pick it up, and she'll have it right there for you. Okay, thank you so much for calling. All right, you have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, guys, let's go back to our chat. He said, I had a few strands of gray hair since childhood, but no one else in my family had gray hair in their youth. Is there something that is often seen? Well, again, gray hair, again, is usually strongly genetically linked when you find it, but it is a possibility because we're all individuals that you can lose the ability for your strand to produce that color pigment, the color forming pigment, and that is the dark hair. So it's not common. It's not common. It's usually pretty rare if you're graying earlier. And there may be reasons. Like I said, the research is just not as sound to say it's stress. So I don't want to say that, but I've been told stress, diet, it can be a number of things. So, it's just at the end of the day, and I'm trying to get this headset to make my hair look decent. Oh my goodness. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's just an absence of the color pigment, but it is rare, but it's sometimes we do see that. Okay. All right. Next question is, hello, I'm reporting back. Tried your technique to shampoo, apply leave-in, and sit on the dryer for a few minutes, then twist and then moisturize it. My hair was dry the next day. Yay, you poopy. That is so cool. And so, yeah, that's perfect. I love it. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you for that update. And then it said, thanks so much for your technique. It worked perfectly. Yes. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Our phone lines are still open, and we're supposed to be talking about gray hair or white hair. But you know what I love about my shows is this show is about you. It's not about me. And I can say, okay, hey, this is most important, white hair and talking about gray hair. But if you have a question and it's not about the topic, no worries. We can go right to that question just for you. Okay, I'm trying to get to let's see. Oh, next week we're going to be talking about transitioning. So that's going to be cool. We've done that before, but we want to get back to that one because transitioning is huge, going from natural hair or relaxed hair to natural hair. And that's going to be important that we talk about that again, because there's so many people still struggling. They're doing the big chop and they're doing all these things and they're still struggling with this. Okay, let's talk about white hair and why it is so dry and wiry. I have so many people that say to me, well, you know, my white hair just sticks straight out, or on my hairline, it won't lay down. Well, because it is the moisture level. When you lose your color pigments, your moisture level drop in your hair shaft. And there's some mystery around why that happens, but your moisture level does. So it's going to be harder to hydrate. So what you want to do is the area that's white or the gray hair, you want to make sure that you put twice the amount that you would put on the rest of your hair. Twice the amount leave-in, twice the amount of hydration. Okay, let's go back to our phone lines. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Okay. All right. And I think that's outstanding. And I have a lot of tools on my site for moms. And so I want to make sure, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up unless you have a second part, and then I'll answer your question. Is that okay? You hang up and I'll answer, or do you have a second part to your question? Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, our phone lines are blazing. So, guys, hold on if I have not gotten to you. Now, this was a very good question. This last caller said she has a 4-year-old, and her 4-year-old has natural hair, and she flat irons her 4-year-old's hair every now and then, and on special occasions. But she wants to go totally natural with her 4-year-old's hair. I have a lot of tools for children because I think it's so crucial that moms get all support they can. And on my website, I have a page called Hair Nutrition for little girls of color. And I have several videos with me working with little girls and how to work with their hair. But the thing is, we just got to remember this is so crucial because with their hair, we will find more webbing and tangling, and they won't like it, and the mom won't like it, and it's awful. So what you want to do is go to my website and click on the link to right to the program for little girls of color. I have that, and I'm going to try to remember. That's another one, Nisi, we got to put down in the base. So we'll have that link there right at the bottom after we close the show out today. But we have detangling techniques. We have hair products that work for their hair. Getting to natural styles. Just remember the even distribution and product placement, because what we find with children, we find that they have more webbing. That means that hair on the right side of the part and the hair on the left side of the part seems to crisscross over, and it causes that web. So it's really hard for you to comb through their hair. So what you have to do is make sure you first of your leave-in products on the ends first. Then you can open the hair up. Once you apply it on the ends, you can apply the leave-in hair vitamins and your moisturizer to the hair close to the scalp, and then you slide it all the way down toward the ends, so you get the body of the shaft. And that needs to be done from the one side of the head, ear, right side, to ear, left side, for even distribution and product placement. If you miss an area, that's the area where you'll have a tangle and it'll be hard for you to manage. And then we have something called Mommy and Me classes that can teach you how, and we can even do one online if you need us to, Mommy and Me classes that'll teach you how to do little girl styles. We have wonderful healthy hair stylists that can help you. No worries. So let me know how that goes. Let's go back to our phone lines. Hi, caller, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Hi, you have a question for me? Yeah, turn your radio down so you won't get that feedback. And if you're still holding on, guys, hold on. I'm going to get to your call next. But go ahead. What's your question? Hi, Jackie. Yay. Thank you. Way from Texas. All right. Okay. 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 So, all right. Well, you wanted to know if how to dress your hair for bed. What's the best way? You also mentioned that you have some thinning in the crown. Does it itch in that crown? Okay, it doesn't itch, but you have thinning. Do you have a history of thinning in your family? Maybe. You're not sure. Okay, and that area, is it just short and broken, or is it balding? Ah, got it. So it's on the hairline. Okay. 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 Well, I have some techniques for you in addition to dressing for bed. So, do you want to hang up and listen up, or you want to you have some comeback questions? You can hear me. You'll hear me. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling. Okay. Okay. Bye bye. All right. So you have, okay. So here's the question from a caller. She had a question about her hair. She said her hairline is thinning. She wanted to know if what's the proper way for dressing her hair for bed, and she wanted to know if it made a difference in what she used on her head at night before she went to bed. She wanted to know. She said she has a silk. She has a silk satin scarf, and she just ordered a silk scarf. Now let me just talk about all of that. Now, first, to dress your hair for bed. Anytime you're dressing your hair for bed, you want to pay attention to a couple of things. You want to pay attention to one, how the hair shaft itself, if that's covered with your leave-in products, not so your pillow and everything's wet, but just enough to make sure the shaft is covered. And then you want to make sure, depending on the length you have, you want to make sure that hair ends are tucked. They're either be tucked underneath, like you've seen me do my curly fro, and you can go on my YouTube page, Lisa Akbari, or you can go on my website, lisaakbari.com, and you can see that curly fro technique. But you want to tuck those ends. And you also want to make sure, if you have shorter hair, you want to, as I told the caller earlier, you want to just smooth those ends down, and you want to make sure that hair is lying flat. Now, that's number one. So you cover the ends. Number two, if you're going to put anything on your hairline, you want to make sure that you don't use a bonnet, because a bonnet is going to be, it's going to rub and pull. So you don't want to use a bonnet. You want to use a scarf. Now, she mentioned she uses scarves, and she also wants to know should she use a satin pillowcase. Now, if your preference is a scarf, scarves are usually friendly to the hairline. The problem is most folks, especially folks of color, we grew up tying that scarf so tight we could see a print on our forehead. So if you're seeing a line across your forehead when you get up in the morning, that should be an indication your scarf is too tight. Okay, guys? Okay, but we want to make sure that we understand we want the scarf secure, and then but we do not want the scarf so tight. And you can't, again, use a satin scarf. You don't have to have silk. Matter of fact, you can use nylon treated to look like silk, as long as it's a smooth fabric. Now, when you can use a satin pillowcase, absolutely. I sleep on a satin pillowcase. I don't desire to have my head tied down. So I just use a satin pillowcase. When do you choose? If you have short hair and you need that hair to lay flat, then the scarf is the best option. If you have longer hair and you're just doing a twist and tuck just to protect your hair and dress it for bed properly, then you can use a satin pillowcase and you'll be just fine. Okay, hopefully I answered that question for you. Okay, let's go back to our phone lines. Hi, caller, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Hello there. Are you still there? Let's see if we can get our caller. Hi, caller. You have a question for me? Okay, let's see if we can put them on hold, and let's hang that one up. Okay. Hi, caller. Do you have a question for me? Okay, I don't think I'm able to get my caller. If I missed you, just call back. Call back. I'm so sorry if I did not get you. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Hi, caller, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Hi. Hi there. I'm well. How are you? Okay, you want to know how long should you wait to color your hair? Well, this is okay, how long should you wait when you color? You're between your color, and then what can you use as a touch-up as you wait? Okay, very good. And thank you for keeping us on point. All right, bye. Okay, this gets us back to our topic, and that's really crucial. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question. Let's drop these callers. So if I got you guys, and okay, so I'm going to answer this question, and then I'm going to get to the next caller's question. So hold on, caller. Okay, so coloring your hair, getting back to the white hair. If you're going to color your hair, the question was, how often should you color? Let's talk about the three categories quickly. If it's semi-permanent color, or temporary color, or permanent color, then there's difference in all of them. With a semi-permanent color, then there's two groups of semi-permanent. You have semi-permanent deposit and semi-permanent stain. You want to stay with your semi-permanent deposit. And with the semi-permanent deposit, I recommend highly that you only color every 6 to 8 weeks. With a semi-permanent stain, stay away from it because it is going to stain your hairline, it's going to stain your skin, it's going to get on your pillow, it's going to bleed whenever you sweat. So be careful to stay away from those. And then with a semi-permanent, there is one, the vegetable rinse. That's a good one, but you can do that one. It's just dehydrated plant with water. And you can find it in the form of a pure henna, or there's some that you can get, some have them in, like my institute, we have a custom one that we get from the Middle East that's excellent. So you can just choose a good henna that's pure, and that should be fine. And you can get those every 4 weeks, but you got to remember, you have to deep condition and you have to hydrate daily. Now, the other one with the permanent, that's the one I wouldn't recommend with covering white hair, because you're just trying to deposit some pigments into that white hair. And you don't need to do permanent because it plummets your moisture level, just drops. So, and it can weaken the hair. So be very careful. And some will say, oh, it keeps my hair covered longer. No, a semi-permanent color and a permanent color is going to keep that halo white line, which is the one we're so afraid of, that we want to get rid of, that white line covered just as long as a permanent, because you're going to get that line of demarcation where the white hair starts to show up. You're going to get that line in 4 weeks, no matter what. It's going to start to peak up, sometimes sooner, depending on how fast your hair grows. So you're going to be permanently colored longer on the ends or on the body of the shaft with a permanent color. But if you're trying to permanently color that new growth, you're not going to get it there, because when the new growth is no longer new growth, when the new growth has grown out and it's no longer new growth, you're going to get new growth. If that didn't confuse everyone, you're going to get new growth, and it's going to be white. And that's going to happen in 4 weeks. You're going to have a small line, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So it would be better to use something semi-permanent that's less traumatic on your strand. Now, the other question she said was, what do I do in the meantime to touch up? We sell a product in my institute because it's so crucial for me. I have patients who cannot wear color because their hair is too fragile. So I use a product for them called Hair Liner. And you can actually call 901-380-4445 and ask Nicole about it, and she can have it shipped out to you. Now, I don't have it on my website because it's what I call an inside lab product. It's one that I sell to my patients, but I am going to one day put it on my website. But there's a lot of brush on colors. Don't use the one that's a pencil. Don't use the one because a pencil, you have to rub it against your scalp, and you're going to get it on the mouth of your follicle, which is going to cause a cosmetic pollutant. And you don't want that, because that can create blockages around the follicle and cause problems with irritations, hair emerging, so many things. Then the other thing is, when you brush on, you want one like a mascara brush, and you just want to brush it on just like you would on your lashes, and brush it on those little white hairs. You can do it daily if you like. So those are the things that I recommend. Hey, we're almost out of time, but we have time for more callers. Okay, tell me. I have 2 calls. Okay. Caller, you have a question for me. Welcome. Hello and welcome. Hi, welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Okay, I think I'm messing up a little bit with the phones today, guys. I'm gonna try. I've got 2 lines buzzing here. Okay, hi and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Okay, let's try this again, and let's see if we can go to. Hello, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Hello there. I am well, thank you for asking. How are you today? Hello, I think I lost you, caller. Okay, how are you today? I'm doing okay with the phones, but I'm not doing great. I'm losing my callers, and I've got 3 lines buzzing, guys. So please love me. Okay, yes. Okay, caller. Yes, you're here. Some of this may be you guys. What are y'all doing over there with y'all's phones? Okay, I'm going to try to clear my lines. And see, there we go. Okay, let's drop that caller. Okay, that because now I've lost them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, hi, and welcome to Ask, oops, okay, yeah. Okay, so I had this problem when I first started my show, but I was doing much better. So what I'm going to do is go to the phones, and I'm going to ask you guys if you have called in to please call back, because I am right here and I am your hair doctor. And just because I've made some mistakes here today, please forgive me. Okay, yes, this has been great. The show has been great, and we're doing really well. And there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. We didn't get to our email box, but you know what? We got to the live folks today, and that was so important. Okay, we have 4 minutes left. Okay, yeah, we're doing really, really well. All right, so if you have a question for me, we're going to go back to our phone lines because I know this caller has a good question for me, and I have dropped and messed up her call. Okay. Hi there, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Hi. Sorry about that. You say it's my phone. Okay, I apologize. Oh. Bless you. Bless you. Okay. Okay. Hi, JJ. Oh, goodness. So good to hear from you. Yay. Right, right. Yes. Okay, JJ, we really want, and we're going to quickly, I want you to stay on the lines because you'll probably be my last caller. But what we want to think about, JJ, is whether or not this is something that's genetic or whether it's something that is definitely developed from something that happens to your scalp. Now, let's talk about the signs. Do you have any itchy, flaky, or tenderness? Okay. All right. Is there any history of this in your family? Baldness? No itchy, flaky, tender. Is there any history? No history. Okay, what you got to do, JJ, at this point, you have to have a hair and scalp analysis, because with a hair and scalp analysis, you want to choose a trichologist, one that uses a handheld microscope. And that handheld microscope, they will be able to determine whether you are suffering from an internal or external follicular problem. And the reason they'll know is because if the strand is if the follicle is malfunctioning, your follicle will produce a villus type hair, lacking color, length, and it will only be seen microscopically. Okay? And if there's something that's surface or external, then it will show blockages around the mouth of the follicle. Okay, so you can call and we can, or email me and we can counsel and talk more. Yes. Okay, sure. Okay, all right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's 901-380-4445. 380-4445.
Goodbye. And this is Lisa.
45. Okay, I love you. I've got to go off the air, but you can call back and I'll answer off the air. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I will see you next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Have a blessed day. Okay, you still there? Okay. All right. So let's see. You got the number?
I have the number.
Okay. All right. Yes, and ask for Nicole, and then what she'll do is get us connected, okay? Nicole. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Love them. We do, because candy is what we do. It's our thing, our passion. Passion you can taste in every mini.
Okay. Oh, she was hilarious. She was like, wait a minute. Bless her heart.
Okay, we gotta
A chat.
put the on the chat.
Oh, guys, I forgot I was still online.
No, but no, you gotta give them.
I gotta give them what?
Website
Okay, we gotta get the website,
address.
and then we've got to. Somebody's calling. I think they're probably for Mark. Okay, the web address is lisaakbari.com. I've got to put that on. I got to get off the air, guys, so I can put all those links that I was supposed to put on for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. To God be the glory in Jesus. You know who I serve. I had to pull my fro back down because, wow, that headset was awful on my fro. Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'll see you guys next week, or I'll see you Tuesday, because we're going to start our cyber reading on Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. So excited. See you next week on Tuesday at between 7 p.m. Well, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I'll see you right here next Sunday, and we're going to talk about transitioning. So tell your friends to tune in. All right, here on WDIA Ask the Hair Doctor. Thank you. I love you. See you soon. Bye.